Hello, I'm Veronica Williams. I am going to be teaching your microbiology lab course, whether you're online or face-to-face. This is course 2120, Biology 2120. This is the spring of 2023. Section numbers. If you are in my face-to-face class, that is 0201. It's the Alice site. If you are exclusively online, the course number, the section number is going to be 0003. So your course number is 2120. Your section number is one of these two. Meeting time for online classes, it's asynchronous. You already have recorded lectures. I'm not going to be online lecturing to you like I would in a face-to-face class because I've already done that. I've already recorded it. So if you get online when you have time, that's perfectly fine. There isn't an assigned time. However, if you are in the face-to-face class, it's going to be Tuesday, Thursday from 12:30 to 1:50. The online class, basically the videos are on Blackboard. You have access to McGraw-Hill Connect, which is where you've got all of your assignments, whether that is the question and answer sheets or the quizzes or the virtual labs. All of that is through McGraw-Hill Connect. You have links through Blackboard to get to McGraw-Hill Connect, but it's those two things. If you want to meet with me face-to-face because you have questions about things, then we use LifeSize. LifeSize is FaceTime for the school. So if you actually need to ask me specific questions to get clarifications and things like that, that's where you go. If you are in my face-to-face class, we will be on Alice campus and the lab is 210B. There are two labs here, the one I'm standing in and the one behind me, and this is the one behind me. As I said, my name is Veronica Williams and I am the instructor for this course. Email. If you're going to email me, use Blackboard, but I'm going to tell you right now that if it is an emergency and you need to get me to answer you right now, email is the worst way to do that because I'm terrible at email. It'll be weeks later by the time I see an email. If you really want to get a hold of me because something isn't working or something shut down and now you can't get back in and you need me to reset something, use my cell phone. Text me. I always have my cell phone with me, even when I'm in class. Now, admitted, it may be a couple of hours before I get back to you, but that will be because I'm in class. I usually don't text back if I'm in class, if I'm in the bathroom, if I'm in the shower, or if I'm sleeping. But no matter what, when an issue arises, that's when you text me. I will admit there are certain things that I can't help with, in which case you need to call the 1-800 helpline for Connect. If it's a software related issue, I can't help with that. But once that issue has been resolved, I can reset things so that you can still take them. Text me when something happens. Let me know. Probably the first thing I will ask is, have you called the 1-800 number? If you say no, I'm going to tell you, call the 1-800 number because they can solve whatever software issue is happening. I can't. Tutoring hours. Micro specifically is going to be from 11 to 12 on Mondays and Wednesdays. If it is a micro issue and you want to come in with other people who are talking micro, that's the time to come into LifeSize. Other than that, I'll be on for tutoring from 12 to 2 and from 3:30 to 5. If you need to meet at a different time than those specific blocks of time, all you have to do is text me. We'll coordinate our schedules so that we can meet at the same time and we can talk then. If I've got class or something like that, I'll say, okay, what do you have between this time and this time that we can meet? It doesn't matter if it's 7 at night. It doesn't matter if it's 8 in the morning. If you can meet with me and get the help you need, that's all that I care about. If nobody shows up during that 2-hour block, during that 1-hour block, during this 1.5-hour block, I'm going to log off after 10 minutes. I do have other things to do, but let's say that you can't meet exactly at 12, but you can meet at 12:40. Text me, let me know that, because that block of time is for this. And I will set an alarm on my phone. Once I set the alarm on my phone, then I'll go on ahead and I'll get on at 12:40 and we can talk and discuss what you're having issues with or if you need help with something. This is Biology 2120, Microbiology for Non-Science Majors Lab. It's 1 credit hour. Contact hours per week is actually 4. Recommended co-requisite is going to be the lecture for the course, which is 2320. This course covers the basics of culture and identification of bacteria and microbial ecology. This course is primarily directed at pre-nursing and other pre-allied health majors and covers the basics of microbiology. Emphasis is on medical microbiology, infectious diseases, and public health. Once you have finished this course, you should be able to use and comply with laboratory safety rules, procedures, and universal precautions. Demonstrate proficient use of a compound light microscope. Describe and prepare widely used stains and wet mounts and discuss their significance in identification of microorganisms. Perform basic microbiology procedures using aseptic technique for transfer, isolation, and observation of commonly encountered clinically significant bacteria. Use different types of bacterial culture media to grow, isolate, and identify microorganisms. Perform basic bacterial identification procedures using biochemical tests. Estimate the number of microorganisms in a sample using methods such as direct counts, viable plate counts, or spectrophotometric measurements. Demonstrate basic identification protocols based on microscopic morphology of common fungi and parasites. Required textbook. Did you hear? Required textbook. This is not going to be on Connect. Connect is where I'm going to give you your virtual labs and your quizzes and all of that. This is different. This is a spiral book that looks very small, but has a whole ton of information that you need for your lab. This is what you need to go and buy at the bookstore. Yes, you've already paid for Connect access. You don't need to do that, but you do need to buy this. And I'm telling you this because last semester, I had several kids at the end of the semester tell me, where do I find that in your lab manual? How have you been answering questions if you don't have a lab manual? Because all of the answers are in the lab manual. So you need to buy this lab manual. This is not optional. It is required. The agenda for the class. You have the whole semester all laid out for this class already in your syllabus. You've got the dates and what we're doing on each of these days. Now for my online kids, there are days like Media Making Day, where this is for my face-to-face classes when we are going to be making plates and things like that. You will have basically a study day, but it's still a study day, okay? You have your practical exam, that's 30% of your grade that you need to do very well on, and you've got the day it opens and the day it's due. And then the only thing that weighs more than that as part of your grade is your unknown report. Your unknown is when I give you information on an unknown bacteria if you are online, and you have to figure out what it is based on the data you get. If you are in my face-to-face class, I actually give you the bacteria and you do your own experiments and you have to figure it out based on that data. Now, this is another thing that you need your lab manual for, because the data you're collecting actually has a table at the back that gives you information on how a bacteria should react if you get a specific bacteria. It's almost a cheat sheet if you think about it. But if you don't have that lab manual, you don't have that. Required textbook. The instructor reserves the right to change dates if circumstances dictate. Any changes will be announced in Blackboard. This is a student's responsibility to get any information covered in class if he or she is absent. Now, the benefit of having online classes is I have already recorded all of these lectures regarding how the experiment is done. I show you how it's done. I show you results. So if you do miss actual face-to-face class, you can still get that material. So that's great. Okay, evaluation procedures and grading criteria for microlab. we have four major things that make up your grade. The practical exam, the identification of your unknown, your quizzes, your virtual labs. So practical exam is 30% of your grade. That is a huge chunk. That's 30 points of your grade. You have to do well on that. Your unknown assignment is a paper that you will hand in. This is 35% of your grade. You need to do well on that. Your lab quizzes and all of that, all your assignments, your homework, anything like that, your Q&A sheets, that's 20% of your grade, which if you don't do any of them is still that's 20 points of a grade. Now, your virtual labs, these are 15% of your grade. All of these carry a good chunk of your grade. If you're wanting to make a 90, yeah, miss any of these and you're not going to be there anymore. So it's important that you understand that breakdown of your grade. So again, 30 points for your practical, 35 for your unknown, 20 for your quiz, average 15 for your virtual labs. And your grades are broken down as follows. 90 to 100 is going to be an A, 80 to 89 is going to be a B, 70 to 79 is a C, 60 to 69 is D, 0 to 59 is an F.